Drum roll, it's Friday. Welcome to Friday, and welcome to the stream. So thanks for joining, or if you're joining later, thank you for joining as well. My name is Jessica Vanderpool, and I am a comic artist working on my graphic novel called Interstella. And I've been working on a little 30-page introduction comic, which you'll see a little bit today. So yes, welcome. I'll be doing some live comic drawing. And today is going to be one of the last live streams I do. I'll be taking a little bit of a break from hosting streams to focus on finishing this teaser trailer comic, to get that wrapped up and finalized. And however, I will be streaming with another artist by the name of Jason Brubaker. So he's planning on doing some live streams in the next upcoming weeks, and I will be joining them when I'm able to. So if you would like to come hang out, you're more than welcome to. The link is down in the description of this video, so you can access his channel there. Please subscribe. He's an awesome artist, and you'll be able to follow him and see the updates when he's streaming, and hopefully I'll be able to see you there. So I'm glad you guys are here today. Yes, it's Friday. It's the end of the week. And I don't know about you guys, but it's been kind of an up and down week, going from like the highs and the lows and everything in between. And I find myself just getting to today, and just glad it's Friday. So yeah, if your week has been anything like mine, first of all, I'm glad you're here. Even if you're watching this afterwards, after the fact, I'm really glad you're here. And I hope that this gives you just a little piece of energy or inspiration, and just something to brighten your day. But you're welcome, and you're welcome here. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So let's see. I'm just going to quickly check the chat. We got Yospa. I think I got it. Close. So welcome, Yuspa and Maria. Thank you guys for coming. Yay! I know I'm really excited to see Jason's live streams again. So he announced that that's upcoming, and I was like, yes! So really check out his live streams. There's a lot of great artists that show up on them, and it's always interesting, and there's silliness, and there's humor, and it's just a really fun time. So I'm getting started. I'm figuring out the tube of you and trying to get it all going, but yeah, I got your name right. Okay, yay! I'm working hard, but yay! Well, thank you guys for being here today. Let's go ahead and share my screen. Tobias is here. Hi. Hello. Okay. Let's get this shared. Oh, and let me post to the Instagram. And there we go. Trying to find better ways to get the word out there. So, but this has been a really, really interesting first run of just learning how to live stream. Oh my goodness, I've been learning so much. Even yesterday was crazy. Just all the information. Okay. All righty. Let me get this in a window on my second monitor. Very excited. Still throwing me off a little bit, but it's all good. Okay. Oh, and very importantly, tea. Needed for a long week. So time to remove this tea bag. Boop. And bye-bye. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm splattering water all over the place. This is why I'm not allowed nice things. There we go. Okay, mostly cleaned up. Good enough. Mostly water anyways. Get that all situated. So if you guys were here last week, you would recognize the page. I'm still working on it. I've been working on other pages as well. So I kind of jump around a little bit. Jump around. Okay. So yeah, this is a page. Oh, I'm getting so close to the end. So close. I'm really excited. Yeah, this page is mostly done. I've been going back and making changes, as you very well may know, adding details to the suit. For those of you who are watching for the first time, this is Stella. my space angel, and she's one of the main characters in the upcoming graphic novel. So this little mini comic is mostly about her introducing herself. So I made some tweaks to the suit. I've done a little more outlining, so this needs a little help. But I mean, this, apart from the clouds here, you can see this is sort of a mock-up. That's mostly what I got to finish on this page. So I think my friend Dan shall be joining us later today. Yeah, it'll just be nice, easy, small thing. Okay, gotta figure out. Talking and arting are two different channels in my brain. So sometimes it's like I talk, and it's like, what's going on? Okay, so what I've actually done here, I'm kind of figuring out different ways of doing things. And I actually have Stella in this area right here on a separate document. And the reason why I've done that, and I did it more in the beginning, is this is a higher resolution. So it's a higher DPI. So I figured that I could double duty and use this for like business cards or for branding. And I really liked how this turned out. So I wanted to do it at a bigger resolution so that when it prints out better rather than having something small and trying to make it larger. So is it worth it in the end? We'll see. I guess we'll see. I've been doing it a little bit throughout the comic. I've been changing my techniques. That's why I've been doing the 30-page mini comic, to dry run a bunch of things. It's kind of a nuisance to try and put it back into the image, but it's not too bad. So say, hey, Nick, what's up? How are you hanging? Glad you can come in. Oh, thank you very much. You know, you're seeing like the end pages of 30 pages of trial and error. So it gets better. It gets better over time. It's just funny with art. All right. Got to figure out. Okay, so I have my suit lines. I'm just doing some outlining, and then I got to figure out the clouds. Actually, more suit lines. I'm going to work on a vector layer. And if you've not used vector layers before, they're pretty cool. Got to get my inking legs back on. Oh, let's do this. There. Okay. It feels weird there, but checking on the chat. Posters or banner stands for conventions. Yeah, it's that's what Nick is saying. You can show it just like that. Yep. So that's kind of the goal. I mean, we'll kind of see how ultimately it plays out. It does slow down the process a little bit. So I'll kind of figure out if it's really worth it. I was originally working in 600 DPI originally. And I eventually kind of, after reading and from talking to a lot of people, it just sounds like it was kind of unnecessary for what I'm doing. And a lot of the art that I do, I can get printed at 300 DPI, and it's totally fine, and it prints out fine. So in the beginning, after I did all my line art, my files are just huge because I also use a ton of layers. And I finally was just like, you know what? I'm just converting to 300. It just helps me. Like, the files are a lot more manageable. They don't take forever to load or to save. It also prevents me from zooming into absurd percentages, like 400%, you know, just trying to get into all these nitty gritty details. And yeah, I've been happy. I think 300 is fine. Oh my goodness. There we go. There we go. Yospa has a question. How do you export pages for webcomic? Do you use Jpeg or some other format? Since I've not been posting these yet, I haven't exported any of them. I'm probably gonna get admonished for this, but I've always worked in Jpeg, and I think most places that you can post webcomics, Jpeg is acceptable. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, like I said, I haven't really exported anything. I've only posted art in the past, and it's usually been to like DeviantArt, so I've only done Jpeg. I think depending on where you post, I mean, if it's like Flickr or your own accounts, it can kind of be whatever you want it to be. If you are an artist somewhere else, different websites or that host webcomics, they'll probably tell you what format it needs to be in. I think as long as it's a high quality file, it's fine. There might be file size limitations on certain things. Oh my goodness, let's do that. Nope. So yeah, unfortunately I've just done Jpeg, but there could be better ways of doing that. I'll let you know when I find out. Sorry. Oh, I just got told. My brother, y'all. Yay! Hi. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Get back to work. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, yes. I was going to say, I knew as the admonishment was coming, and somehow my brother hears from across the states, and he's like, do PNG. Yes, you're right. But doesn't it take up more space? Right? No? See, this is why I learned from you. You teach me all this stuff. Let's see. Yuspo is saying for webcomics, I use 300 DPI. For print, yep, 600. Yeah, I guess it also depends on what you're printing. I was really concerned in the beginning, and so I was like, I gotta be at 600 for for comics for printing. And I did some research and I talked to a lot of people, and it seemed like across the board, everyone was like, it's fine being 300. So too late to go back now. But that's one of the reasons I'm doing this comic is I'm going to print it. I'm really going to be able to see what it looks like. I'll probably even take some of the artwork that is at 300 and increase the size and see if I can print it on things, see if it makes a difference. So yeah, this is just one of the many reasons I decided to do this whole comic. It's my guinea pig. Sorry, Stella. I just called you a guinea pig. So sad. That's in going down the line. Team PNG. Same here. Nick says, I was working at 600 DPI, but I use a million layers and it wasn't super manageable. I feel your pain. Maybe in the future I'll have some kind of supercomputer that makes it easier, right? I mean, yeah, right. Then in the future, all we got to do is think the art, and then it will appear. No, I hear you. It was just getting ridiculous, and I have a decent computer and I have a solid state drive and all this, but it was still like just trying to process everything. I was like, you know what? This is a little excess. So, but certain things like that, I know I'm like, okay, this is going to be a really good image for posting and prints and banners and all that fun stuff. So I will make the hassle. Oh my goodness, I can't draw a line. Sorry. I normally don't do it this way. I normally don't trace my lines after I draw them. This is what happens when you go back and you decide to add things. It's kind of unconventional, and You know, I like making work harder for myself. Let's see. Maria always exports. I always export to Jpeg. If you host your own website, that should be fine. Yep, helps keep the file size down. Ugweed. Ugweed. Hey, hey. Aw. Let's see. And I'll highlight this one. Yosef says, hi, Jess's brother. Nick, do you use symmetry ruler to do the pose drawing inking at all? Yeah, sometimes actually. Not for drawing people. You have an example. I use it for, what do I use it for? What do I use it for? Environments, backgrounds. I use it for planets. I've been drawing a lot of planets. Well, not a ton, but enough. And I was actually just using it for that. I'll open up later. We'll see. I'm doing one of my second to like last pages, and it has a ton of stuff going on in the background and a bunch of planets. And so I will use the special ruler, what's the one? It's just like the spherical ruler. I'll show you guys in a second. Let me finish this up, but it's quite handy for certain things. For most stuff, though, I try to hand draw it because it matches the theme and the feel of my signature line. And sometimes I find that if I try to use it too much or rely on it too much, it looks like it didn't come from my hand, and it technically didn't. It came from a tool. So I use it sparingly, and I use it for certain things. Let's see. I know I shouldn't be doing all these tiny little details. It's so hard. I know I didn't start as a comic artist, so I started as doing illustrations, standalone images, so it's hard not to put details in. Something is not correct. Oh. I think these are extra lines. These should not be here. Bye-bye. Because I was using a different process before. There it is. It's too many layers. I envy Zach right now. He's another artist who works on like 2 layers. Can't help it. I can't change the way I am. So just a quick little illustration for those of you new to Clip Studio, what Nick was talking about. If I can still find the comment. You said symmetry. Oh, I don't know about symmetry ruler. What is a symmetry ruler? Apparently I don't. I've never used that, but I use special rulers. I haven't used symmetry. The special rulers basically are a Clip Studio thing. And here, we'll do this. I don't know if you can see this little layer. I'll put it in red. It's layer 5, and it has this little guy on it. It looks like a little right angle ruler. And basically I can draw lines that snap to this ruler, and I can vary the thickness. It's really handy for planets. I can take a new layer and I can actually grab this little ruler, stick it on that layer. Now it's on this layer, and I can manipulate this ruler, and now I can make some rings for my planet. So I kind of do this. You know, you can kind of see what, and then like erase whatever's in the back because it's on a different layer. So it is handy. My main complaint for this ruler is that it's actually not in perspective. So doing rings on planets, okay, I won't get too off topic, but basically this ring right, it's hard to see. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. This ring right here, which is the same ring there. there should be less of a space here and more of a space here. It's a perspective thing, but it's not built into the rulers, so you have to do it manually. It's kind of a pain. So, delete. Bye. Okay, make sure I didn't delete anything important. Let's see. I'm going back down the comments. Maria, based on my own research, 300 DPI is the best to shoot for. Print Ninja accepts 300 to 400 DPI. Kablam, yeah, Kablam only does 300 DPI. And exactly what you said, since greater resolution apparently doesn't have any discernible change in print. So that's kind of, that's what sold me. It's like, well, I'm going to save the space, and okay, they tell me 300 is good, so I'm sticking with it. Check. Looks like Nick is talking about you bounce between your desktop and your Surface Pro and use Dropbox essentially as your hard drive. Interesting. Upload times got rough, and both devices being updated to the most recent version became an issue. Interesting. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Actually, on that note, I'm looking to get a backup system for my work in my computer. Hello, Fly Fox Pro. Welcome to the Friday stream. And Nick is saying use a symmetry for the base sketch when the figures are symmetrical. Yep, obviously. But not when you do the inks. Interesting. I've never explored the symmetry ruler, so I'll have to check that out. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. So yeah. There's a lot of neat little tools that Clip Studio has. I'm still figuring out. Okay. More suit lines. That's where I was. Okay, let's get some more lines in here. Basically just bolstering the lines. The reason I'm doing this is I found it makes a huge difference in the three-dimensionality of the character and really of pretty much anything I draw. But it gives me three-dimensionality while still staying in the stylized realm of linear based art, meaning strong outlines. So I have a lot of strong outlines. I don't have a lot of, it's more cartoony, I guess you could say. Come on. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get better at my OCD nature. Oh man. Here we go. This is one of the reasons I've actually been entertaining the thought of, I'll say it, inking traditionally again. Because it's so easy to get in and just nitpick at everything. Now, this might actually go, and I might use this image for other purposes, so I'm okay kind of making it a little extra pretty, but this has been happening on all my images, and it slows everything down. It takes me forever, and as we all know, we don't have forever. So I was trying to find that sweet balance of not rushing things, like making sure they look good, but not laboring forever on it. I think that's one of the problems coming from my previous experience as just an illustrator and working for more like single purpose images, not lots of sequential images again after again. Comic books have a cumulative effect. It's not a one and done effect that like a book cover would have, or even certain children's books illustrations would have, because there's so many more of these. And actually, if you put more time, detail into each of your comic pages, it's going to give you a different feel, presentation, and it's going to change the timing, the speed at which your viewer views a comic. So the pacing, that's the word I'm actually looking for. So it's going to change pacing. So, and sometimes, I mean, that's a good thing. It's good to have moments where you slow down. But as I'm studying more comics, it's interesting to see where professional artists have put a lot of detail in, and other places where they've not neglected to, but they've used restraint and actually done something simple. And I think before I would think of that like, well, that's just lazy, you know, like they're not putting the work in. It's something silly like that. But really what they're doing is it's smart. It's smart art because they are not trying to overwhelm their viewer, and presenting a different experience by doing that. And I just realized that my flats are a little funny here, so I'm gonna have to fix my flats. Okay. And let's see if I have my palette available right there. Oh, 1 second. Tea. Necessary. My handy dandy palette. I need that. I can do this one-handed. And that. Okay. There it is. All right, so if I'm going to go in and fix my flats, which is right here, you can see flats, for those of you who are new to this, are just the base colors underneath. I want to make sure that my anti-aliasing is set to none, meaning pixels. You can see that nice pixely edge. That's actually what I want. I'm going to do the same with my eraser. And I'm going to do it with both my lasso tools, my polyline and my regular lasso. I do it all because those are the tools I use to manipulate the flats. And if I don't, it means I will get an aliased edge. And I don't want that right now. Okay. And now I got to remember how I was doing this. Okay. I'm just going to quickly fill that in with the proper color. Fill that in with the other color. This is just a quick little touch up. This, yeah, not normally how I would do it. I'm not going to fuss too much. I'm already kind of fussing. There we go. Oh. I can't remember how I did that. Okay. Good enough. This. Okay. So that's fixed. Good enough. All right, now I turn my tools back into alias mode. I'm done with flats. Actually, I'm going to lock my flats. That's really important to do. I've forgotten and I've drawn on my flats before, and it gets really messy quickly. Okay, so here I am. And let me just take a moment to check the chat. Okay, so what we got? Oh, thank you, Nick. Thank you so much. Yes, please like this video. I appreciate it. It helps the computers think what I do is cool. And we want to please the computers. Well, we'll leave that up for debate. But it would help me. So thank you for that. Thank you for the reminder, Nick. I appreciate that. Like the video. You know, I'm still working on the whole YouTube, trying to get the little intro video, not even intro video, but like there's intro screens you can do. There's exit screens, things. Clearly, I'm still learning. What are you doing, Ryan? You got lost. Bye. Okay. All the stuff. All this. It's just such. you're an artist and you're looking to be an independent artist, it's not just art you're learning. You're learning like everything business. You're becoming a business person. That's what I should have studied in college, is business. Well, was I thinking? I was just paying a lot of money to make pretty pictures. It taught me a lot of good things. I don't like that line. Back to my vector eraser. Boop. Gone. Okay. And I'm adding these little lines here. Kind of. This adds a little more believability. Until the next thing I change and decide, like, I'm never adding lines again because of X, Y, Z. I'm doing it for now. Oh, I'll toggle them in a minute so you can kind of see the difference. I'm trying to create the impression that her suit has stitching and seams to it. Prior to this, well, you'll see in a bit, I didn't have any lines. Like, I started out with the suit lines, and then I was like, nah, I don't want them. I got rid of them or hid them. And then it just looked funny. So I was like, you know what, maybe stitching in her little suit would look good. Kind of where two stitches meet. I just don't like that line. Okay. Where two stitches meet, it sort of like creates a bump or something. So it creates some interest. Okay. I think I'm backwards. That looks more right. Okay, so I got that. Get down here. And then I'm going to add one of my favorite details. The most fun. I like how their feet look kind of like socks. Like space socks. Why not? Be comfy in space. Okay, so yes. I'm gonna do this is more suit lines, but I just like working on different layers because I can easily fix things if I don't like them. All right, I'm gonna add some. Oh, this is so much fun, this part. I can remember exactly what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna start here. Just some indications of extra seams. And I'm leaving a lot of what's called implied line, meaning it's broken. It doesn't follow through exactly. So your brain puts it together. Just something really nice about it. But I love it because it's just so free form. It's just kind of one of those instantaneous gratifications in drawing. All I need is you practice at it and you're like, it made it look like she's actually wearing some kind of glove or something. Now, I just don't know how it works on her sleeve here. I've kind of been fudging these details lately. I might go back and fix it later. There are some inconsistencies, but at the end of the day, oh well. Oh well. Okay. I think I'm having another seam on this side as well. It's been nice to take this time to really figure out her suit. And I've tried several different things. Right there. A couple lines. I don't see it that much here, but that's okay. Right there. Making sound effects definitely helps. Totally. Actually, it really does help sometimes. I don't know what it is. Mental thing. Or just silly. Keeps it lighthearted. Don't take life too seriously. There. Okay. That's nice. Good job, Stella. You're being such a good model today. Well, we won't see maybe a little bit here. And I'm going to colorize these lines. Oh, it's like the inseam of her pants, leggings, suit. I'm just going to turn that a little bit. Put that right there and it'll pivot on that point. Photoshop does a great job of that as well. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. And maybe on the outside. Zoom out. Zooming out makes, I don't have to make such a big stroke. I can just use a little line. It's the interesting thing about digital art. Good enough. Okay. Yeah, we don't see it that much here because she's facing straight on. But I think I got it all. I think so. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and merge these two. So actually, we're going to do this. This is going to be cool. So this is her suit. And if I remove the suit lines, this is what I was doing for a while. And it does look cool in many ways. But because of the thick outline, the black outline, it flattens it a lot more. Makes it more graphic. And it just changes the look. And so when I have other lines on her face, it just looked a little inconsistent. I just like that this actually brings a little more believability in, a little more structure. So I'm going to lock those lines. So for those of you who are here and curious what locking a line does, it means if I didn't have a line locked, I could draw, for instance, on top of these lines here. But if I locked it, it means it only draws on the lines. So it's really good for coloring lines. I'm just going to grab a little color from her suit. And I'm just going to kind of use a soft brush and hit it a little bit. I don't want to change it too much. I actually kind of like those nice blacks. But some areas that are coming forward a little bit too much, black, it's like using bold when you're working on typing something out. It really comes forward and it stands out. And so by doing this, I push it back a little bit, or I can pull it back if I push it back too much. Okay, so that kind of pushes back the ones that need to be pushed back. I'm actually pretty happy with those lines. So I'll be good, girl. Let me save. See what we're doing. Oh, man. Nick, you are my saving grace today. Thanks. Yes, please subscribe. Hit that bell to get notifications of when Jess is streaming. Man, should I pay you? I'll pay you in cookies later. Thank you. Yes. Yes, subscribing. Hit the bell, the little bell, and let you know where I'm at. Let's see. Yuspa asked, did I update my website since I mentioned it last week? Not yet. I am in the process of updating it. Doesn't that sound so official? But it really means that I haven't done anything yet. I'm actually, the thing that's holding me up, apart from working on art and trying to make progress on this, I'm deciding if I want to rebrand my website under a new title. And I'm not sure yet. So I have a few working titles. One includes my name. Another one kind of includes sort of a nickname of mine. And then another one is an old studio name I used to use. So I'm figuring those out. I'm not sure yet what to do. So because I'd like to stick with something as I move forward, and I realize that I'm like, I need to make my logo. I need to figure out, am I going to stay as Jessica Vanderpump Illustration? Do I want to go to my website used to be called Leaping Squirrel Studios, or it kind of is. It's confusing. So that used to be an older one I used to do. Or my nickname, which is Just Des Studios. So I'm not sure yet. I'm figuring that part out. So my husband's just like, we got to get your website up, like your updated website. So he's been great, and he's been pushing that. So I'm bad at naming things. It's so hard to name things. It seems so final. Yeah. So let's see. So it's coming. It's coming. I just got to find a name for this thing. Maybe I'll do like a poll or something. I'll think about it next week. And I might put a poll out there and be like, what do you guys think? So Nick says, stitching lines look great. More work for me. Yes. Sometimes. Well, for close up, yes. But if I rely more on my lines and make it 3-dimensional, I might be able to scale back on other things, like a lot of rendering. So it's a trade-off. It just depends on how crazy detailed like this. I just put a lot of detail in here, and I realized I can't do that at every panel, nor do I want to do it at the panels, which are much smaller in the background. And let's see one more thing. Nick says, also, did you say you're at the end of the 30-page comic you're working on? Yeah, I'm like a few pages from the end, but it's taken me extra time. I've actually gone back and revised a bunch. So I've been spending the last few months doing that and revising it to the style standard that I want to see it at. Yay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm trying. I pondered studio name. Yeah. It's tricky, right? And Tobias says, maybe use your favorite color and a celestial body. Yeah. I know. I feel like there's like, what if there's another name out there I find later and be like, that should have been the one. So, anywho, oh, look who's hiding in the background. Sorry, I have a potted plant right there, and you're like literally behind the potted plant. Screen. Welcome, Dan, everyone.
Hi.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Glad you can make it.
Yeah. Kind of had a little mess up earlier. Went to go get a new pair of glasses at my eye doctor. Turns out they close early on Fridays.
Was it very far to go to?
Maybe about 20 minutes away.
But that's still 20 minutes, and
yeah.
That's really annoying.
Yeah, I get there and like there was like no one there in the parking lot, and I was just like, oh.
Guess I'll do this another time.
Yeah.
Lame. Well, sorry, that's silly. Make it up for coming and hanging out with Art and forgetting the week and moving into the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you. This is sorry, I'm making everyone sick. I keep zooming in and out. We're like, whoa. These are some clouds. Oh, actually, well, yeah, you guys did see it. So I'm doing it on a separate page, and I'm going to then plop it right into this page here.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah. Cloudy clouds. So, and I did that. I don't know if you heard, because I want this at 600 DPI. The other page is 300. So if I decide, which I will, to print this on some sort of promotional material, I have a nice big file size to work with.
Yeah, that would make like for a great poster or like background or something.
Yeah. Yep. So that's the goal. Okay, so I am figuring out, I need to get in the cloud mind again, how to draw clouds. It's like wearing different hats, putting the cloud hat on. And okay, I think I'll do a vector layer. Outlines. Yeah, vector layer is best at this. Wait a minute. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. This is what you guys get to hear all the time. Oh, okay. So I just realized that I'm going to need to extend my canvas. Otherwise, I'm going to miss that top part. I have a little frame on here. I don't really know how to set this up when I first set this up. So I just have my page and I put a frame and I put my trim marks, if you can see that. So I know that this is my active zone. This is my safe zone, where everything in there should be safe from being cut, because this is going to go to print eventually. Everything outside with this line here, this is a cut line, and then this is the bleed line. So, yeah. So I got to make sure that I bring this cloud edge all the way to the edge of the frame. Actually, I'm going to fix this frame too. I've changed the way I've done things like a billion times. There we go. So it looks like it's part of the page. Okay. So Dan, how has your week been?
It's been all right. It's had its ups and downs.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad it's over.
Yeah. That's how I actually started out the stream, being like, this week has had its ups and downs. I'm glad it's Friday. Fancy that. So, well, I hope that the weekend for you is going to be good and relaxing.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't really have any plans. There is like D&D on Sunday, so there's that.
Ooh. See, I feel like these days, fewer plans is more relaxing, and that's a good plan. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe we've been working harder, or just my husband and I have been getting up and trying to work out really early on in the morning, and it's great. We get our workout done, but then we're just exhausted by the end of the week. So,
yeah.
Like, it used to be the thing where Friday nights were like, yeah, party, and now it's like, can we just watch some Clone Wars and then go to bed? So I'm tired. Which, by the way, it's a good show. You should watch it.
I started on it like a couple of months ago, and I didn't really get into it, but I've been hearing a lot of people say that's really good, so I might give it another shot.
I think you should. Honestly, I was very doubtful and skeptical when we started, because I have pretty high standards when it comes to animation. And so if it's a lot of animation, I'm not a huge fan of, because it feels kind of silly or whatnot. And I was like, well, it could be a children's show. Like, I don't know. But we've really enjoyed it. It actually is a lot more layered and complex. And I have much more thoroughly enjoyed watching and appreciating the prequels now. Yeah, the character development is great. It's actually very political. I am surprised how much I've just learned about like politics and diplomatic stuff. Like, just like, this is the kids show, and there's a lot of stuff where you wouldn't expect on a kids show. You're like, oh, that guy just, met his end, and you're like, oh my gosh, like it's really well done. So, and it is not in order. So that was one of the interesting things, is the episodes are out of order, at least for like the first 2 seasons. I'm not sure why they did that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like if you just start watching it on, I think we're watching on Amazon, if you like just watch it straight through the seasons as released, it's out of order. So there are guides online that show, watch this episode and watch this one next, which we prefer. It's nice actually see things happen chronologically.
Yeah.
So they probably have I think they were treating it more like an anthology, so they wanted it more not just like linear, but yeah, it's a good show. I recommend it.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I've recently been watching. I've decided to start watching a bunch of shows that, as I was younger, I kind of blew off as just it looks like crap. And the first one I watched was Babylon 5.
Okay.
Which
I've heard of it.
I absolutely love. I didn't want to watch it when I was younger because the graphics look terrible on this, but it's actually got a really interesting story. I don't know like how much you know about it, but it takes place in the future where humanity has recovered from a interstellar war. Okay. And as part of that recovery, they built a space station called Babylon 5 that was meant as sort of a galactic melting pot for diplomacy and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just some stories and things that take place on and around that station.
When was it made?
It was made in the 90s, early 90s, I believe.
Okay.
And it stretched, I think, until maybe the early 2000s. It went for quite a long time.
Like I said, I've heard of the name, but I kind of mix it up with Stargate, another one I haven't seen. I'm pretty sure they're vastly different, but
yeah.
So you're liking it?
I love it. I got through the entire series. I actually watched it twice.
Whoa!
Because I liked it so much, which is pretty rare for me to watch things twice.
Yeah.
So I loved it. But the CG in it is pretty terrible because using early 90s computing power.
But no, what you mean to say it's endearing.
It's got a certain charm to it.
Does it have the same charm as Star Trek Next Gen? Different charm.
Oh man, it is different. It's
Oh.
hard to like compare the two.
Okay. Interesting.
Then I also recently started watching. I started rewatching Stargate, but I couldn't get it all the way through because it started getting kind of cringy, I guess.
Oh.
Like
story-wise?
Like they just seemed to start running out of material, so they started like making up stuff, which I guess is like,
yeah,
which is just story making, but it just kind of, I don't know, just started not liking it, so I stopped
felt a little lazy.
watching it. Yeah.
Was that your first time watching it?
I actually watched Stargate when I was younger, but I stopped watching it.
Okay.
For whatever reason. So I decided to just start from the beginning, watch all the way through.
How many seasons is it?
Like, I don't know, it's like maybe 13 or so seasons.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
outrageous.
Wow. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good run.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, would you recommend? I mean, like I've been curious. I've thought like, oh, Stargate, maybe I should watch that, but maybe other things that are better to watch.
I think it's decent. I'm actually looking it up now to see like how far. I think it may be around season 7-ish that it starts turning kind of sour.
Mm.
I'm not entirely.
That's a lot of seasons to try and keep it fresh and interesting.
Yeah. I think they just tried to keep it going for too long.
Now it sounds like this horrible show that I remember hearing about called Firefly. I don't think anyone liked it. It's just a bust.
Oh, never heard of that one.
Yeah, man. Sorry, cried a little.
Oh, and actually, someone mentioned in the chat Andromeda. I was actually about to get to that one. I just recently started watching that.
Let me take a look. Oops, I've not been good at the chat right now. Andromeda. Ooh, I've not heard of Andromeda. Hi, Craig.
Yeah, it's another Gene Roddenberry show.
Okay.
It wasn't actually made when he was still alive. It was sort of made like early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
It's I think it's got charm to it. I don't know if I would recommend it. Like, I kind of like it, but at the same time, there's certain things about it that I don't know.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't help that I've also been working on things while watching it. So, though it seems like some episodes they didn't really like edit the scenes in order, because I remember at one point I got confused about the story. So I was just like, okay, next episode I'm going to really pay attention. So I paid attention to the entire episode. And so in this episode, they go to like a planet to find a thing. I'm not really going to...
Which show right now? Andromeda, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not going to get into spoilers, but they go to a planet to find a thing.
Okay.
And it's not going to be like huge spoilers.
I'm okay with this.
And they go to this planet to find a thing, and they end up discovering... It's going to be slight spoilers. They find an army of androids.
Ooh.
And they're just like, oh no, what is this army of androids for? Okay. And then next scene, they're just like, we need to stop them before they deliver this army of androids to this race of evil people. And I was just like, when did they mention that they were going to do that? They were going to send the androids to the evil race. And then the next scene, they confront the guy who created the androids, and he's just like, and they're like, what are you going to use the androids for? And he's like, I'm going to send them to these evil people. And I was just like,
no,
did they just edit that wrong?
Oh.
Did they edit the scenes like out of order?
Huh. Whoopsies. Editor was feeling a little lazy. Oops.
Yeah, there's several episodes that seemed like that happened.
Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate.
But it's an all right show, I guess.
Okay. That's it. Craig might fight you for it. He's like, he would say it's not bad. Certainly not on Firefly level, but it's a lot better than these other TVs I watch. Oh, poor Craig can't be here to defend himself, really, because he's having computer issues. But he did mention that I was going to point out that Battlestar Galactica. That's a gem.
I do like Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. I watched it many years ago, but it was that was a good one. I would totally watch it again. It was on the TV a few weeks ago. I was like, no.
Was it the remake or the original?
It's the remake. Okay. I have not watched the original. So maybe
the original. I want to like the original, but I rewatched it, and it's certainly cheesy. But yeah, it's got charm to it.
Yeah, I like that.
I really like. Excuse me.
A lot of the shows, and it was in the 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like the Doctor Who 70s has its own little charm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I like the first episode of the original Battlestar Galactica because they put in like tons of effort. Like there's one scene in particular that I just love because like it's when the Cylons first attack. Instead of it being Cylons just attacking the planets, they attack a fleet of sort of diplomatic ships.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, like they make the destruction of the flagship like super dramatic. And it's great.
But the rest after that are like,
yeah, it's got some pretty good episodes, and then it's got some. Unfortunately, I think they ran out of funding or something like that, so they kind of had to try wrapping things up quickly.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Huh. What was I gonna say about that show? Okay, I guess it'll come back to me. No, I can't remember. No, I like it. It's a good show. Oh no, I was gonna say, have you ever played the board game of Battlestar Galactica?
Battlestar Galactica board game? I've not heard of this.
And your friends would probably like this game. Now, this is no issue for you guys. It takes about 3 to 5 hours to play. So a nice evening. It's been several years since I played it, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It can, like I said, it can be a little laborious because your main goals are to it's basically like what the story is about, and this isn't really any spoilers because you're the human race trying to, I won't give away too much, like find an escape from the Cylons and find a new planet to live on. And as you're getting to this planet, there's different stages, and you don't know who's a traitor, who's not, and you can play different characters. I mean, yeah, look it up. It's pretty fun. I remember it being rather hard. Now you are having a lot more experience than I do in games like this, so I'll probably leave that for you to decide. But yeah.
Oh, it looks like it has miniatures too.
It does, yeah. Not a lot, but it does have some. I don't remember having really any miniatures. I mean, except for like little Cylon ships. I would, as I was waiting for the players to make their turn, I would just like take them and like create little flowers with them, because if you arrange people, they make a nice sakura. I actually did enjoy the game. That was not all I did, but it was oh, the other good board game. I really love this one. It's a Firefly board game.
I haven't played that one either.
Oh, that is good. I really like it.
So
yes.
I'm going to send you a link to the Battlestar Galactica game just to make sure that it's the right one.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't imagine anyone else making a second board game. Maybe.
I don't know.
Am I? Oh, that's right. I am doing this differently. Okay. Try and remember flats and layers and this and that. Yeah.
It looks like. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just looking at it. It looks like there might be a tabletop.
Okay.
Like Starship Battle game too.
That's not the one.
Okay.
It doesn't. Yeah, because it came with it doesn't really come with miniatures. Never played that one though, but I'm intrigued.
Interesting.
And another layer with a red. I'm going for round cloud flats. But yeah, check out the Firefly game as well, because that's fun, because you are I think it supports 4 players, and you have a map of the galaxy, and you have different locations there, and you each have a different ship. So of course the Firefly ship is in there, and then there's like the Bonnie May and this one, whatever they're called, and you choose crew members and you recruit them as you basically. There's a main mission card, like you got to go pull this heist. You know, this is the goal. If you complete this goal, you win the game. It also takes like 3 to 5 hours, more like 3 hours, 3 to 4. And yeah, you run different missions, like trying to get different things, trying to earn money to complete the objectives, while avoiding whatever they're called, the crazy people and the alliance ships and
the Reavers,
Reavers, about to say raiders, but Reavers. So it's a really good one. Okay. A lot of little pieces and cards, so make sure you have a big table when you play where you can like spread everything else out.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That's a ton of stuff.
It is.
I love it. I love it already.
Yes, play it. It's fun. All right. I'm going to take a quick pause and check the chat. Let's see. Go all the way up. Oh man. Oh man, I'm all the way up here. Behind. Ben Bernard. Welcome. That was a delayed welcome, but welcome. I just used your name instead of a studio. This is going back to the question of what should I name my website? Because then people remember you more. Vanderpol is quite a memorable name either way. Yeah, I'm glad you think that. I was wondering if it was or not, or if it'd be mispronounced. So using a name for a studio is nice, because like it's me. My website reflects me because it's me. So how do I describe it? I don't know. Sometimes I don't want all that reflection just on me. I'd rather have kind of like a studio name to hide behind. No, just something where it's less about me and more about the art, I think. And so that's why I kind of like a studio name. So I was playing, were you here? I don't know if you were here when I was mentioning the three. It was either Jessica Vanderpalt illustration, Leaping Squirrel Studios, which I've had for many years, or Just Us Studios. So Just Us is a nickname I picked up from Japan. So yeah, I like Jessica Vanderpalt because it is pretty neutral. And what I mean by that is I do, as you can see by my art, it's a little more cartoony, at least a little more whimsical. I do some children's book art as well. But then I also have interest in doing some cyberpunk art and some, like Star Wars graphic novel art. And they're pretty different vectors. And so I've been trying to find something that can encapsulate all of that. Yeah. So Vanderpalt illustration actually is pretty good with that because it's not, it doesn't sound too edgy and it doesn't sound too cutesy either. So Leaping Squirrel Studios sounds a little extra whimsical. It's more on a whimsical side, a little on the cutesy side, lighthearted. So I don't know if I could publish like a cyberpunk graphic novel under Leaping Squirrel Studio. Hey. But so that was kind of one of my and I like Just Us. And I'll go ahead and actually, it's better. So if you're wondering what is Just Us, let's just do this. I can draw it out. First part of the name. This means, if you're familiar, Des.
Oh, okay.
So it's for those of you who are unfamiliar with Japanese, des is sort of an ending that they put on the end of sentences to make it sound more polite. So, but you only pronounce this part. You don't really say desu. And this is, there you go. You're getting a Japanese lesson. And so it kind of was a little fun nickname that I picked up in Japan because just us. It's the polite version of my name. So I don't know. It is kind of fun. It's a little catchy. I don't know if it sounds a little hard to. I'd probably just leave off the U.
Yeah, I was about to say if you went that way, it'd probably best to leave off the U because I just thought it was DES when you were saying it.
And that's I would basically do that how it sounds. But then, yeah. So Justice is kind of fun. I could also, the reason I like this is like, ooh, I could abbreviate like JD. And that sounds more like it could brand an edgier form of art if I wanted it to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There we go. Japanese lessons for the day. Kawaii. Let's see the rest. The limit continues. Oh man. I know I feel bad for future kids. They're going to be like thing 1 and thing 2. Like, I don't know the name. Child 1, child 2. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Craig. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that you can't make it on today. You were saying Craig definitely had ups and downs. Computer video card is toast. Now I have to decide on spending a couple hundred of. Oh no! Ugh. Ew, that's not fun.
Yeah.
Is it time for a new system? Are you wanting a new system? Is this a good excuse to upgrade? But, I'm sorry. That is really not a fun way. See, this is why we need the week to be done with, because it's been one of those weeks. Well, you'll have to let us know how that goes. Let's see. Maria says she's watched one episode of Firefly. Very dramatic first episode. I'm trying to remember all that. Yeah. Yep. I'm not a fan. Oh. I wonder if you need to watch a couple.
I don't remember what happened in the first episode.
It was a very much I don't want to give away too much, but it shows Captain Malcolm Reynolds flashbacks of the war, and then it kind of introduces the crew a little bit, and then they go into this job.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
with the like the older cowgirl chick, and I don't remember all the details. I just remember there was like a throwdown, and it was very like they're riding horses in space. I mean, not in space, but on a planet in space. So.
Just
fine, it's not going anywhere. I didn't like this episode. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, no, that's fine. I've known people who are just like, nah, not my cup of tea, or they're like, it's not good, and like, it's fine. Well, but maybe one day you'll come to love it. We'll see. We can always hope. Let's see. The YOSPA new system won't save you money, but will save your time. And anyway, graphic card is bad. Even if fixed, will drop dead. I don't know much about those things, so. But there is a point there. I can see that. Should go watch a couple episodes of the original just for cheesy nostalgia. And the original Buck Rogers or Space 1999. Oh, you know,
God, Space 1999.
I've not heard of this. Oh boy. Sounds.
Oh man.
Wait. Is this Mystery Science Theater worthy? No.
It's kind of hard for me to. Wait a minute. Am I thinking of the right show?
I don't know.
Check real quick. I might be thinking of a different show.
I will have to look it up. But all I'm thinking of now is the old space, like sci-fi flicks, and how much I love Mystery Science Theater. And whenever I have a bad day, it's like just put that in the background and it gets better.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the right show. Yeah, it's I only got a few episodes in, but it's an experience. It's interesting.
Oh. Nick is asking.
It's not super bad. Like,
okay. Not super good. It sounds great. Space 1999. As long as it has like, was it Eiffel 85 in there somewhere? Any fans of Space Above and Beyond? I have not heard of it, so I'm curious. I've not heard of it. Sorry, Nick.
I don't think
that's another one on the list. Right next to Space 1999. You're probably crying that I even like put those in the same sentence. I don't even know what either are. I just said blasphemy, probably. Don't even know. Firefly board game is amazing! Yes! And it does, that's right, it does have expansions. I've not played the expansions. Well, it's hard to find people who are willing to sit down and play board games beyond like Monopoly. And so we're going to start with Settlers of Catan, and then we're going to do Battlestar Firefly. Not Battlestar, but Firefly.
That's an interesting match.
Battlestar Firefly board game? Ooh. Bring in all the fans. All right. And we got. Just sounds better. Use your name. That's what Yospa says. Dasne. Hi. Oh, Maria is currently learning Japanese on Duolingo. Yes, I've used Duolingo before. It's a great program for pour français. Oh, apparently I'm not really good at French yet, so that's why I'm using Duolingo to get better at it. Oops. Just Studio. Yeah, that is another one. Yeah, I like having that second syllable. Just something or Dump Studios. Maybe I see it as like a trio. Yeah. I also see it how it fits as a logo. Boop boop boop. Jessica Vanderpool illustration. Leaping Squirrel Studios.
Also, just gotta also like make sure that it's available. Like
that was the other big thing too. Yep, absolutely. I'm pretty sure I think the 3 I would do are available, but maybe Just Us might not be. So I might choose it for me. I like have my logo all planned out, and I like go to register for a domain name. It's all retaken.
I have a domain service that I use, and I'm checking it right now. Just Us is available.
Yes.
As a
.com. All right. Okay.
Just
I could do
Just.com is not available.
Yeah. Just.com just sounds like it could either be a cool site or a really sketchy site anyways, so probably good. Maria, you are welcome to join. You're asking if you could join the live stream. Oh, I have your we did this before. We figured this out already. Okay, let me get this going. Give me a second and I will send you a thing. If I can find your email again. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. So not good at this. Okay, maybe. Oh snap. Okay, maybe I have to look up last week's. Sorry. I'm so ill prepared. The 21st. It was the 21st of wow. I can't believe September's coming up here really fast.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, here we go. Maybe.
Oh yeah, back on the subject of science fiction shows and things like that. Have you ever heard of a movie called Forbidden Planet?
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything of it.
I would recommend it. It's I think it was made in like 1959, I think. But it's considered to be the first modern science fiction movies. Like before this movie was made, science fiction was just sort of seen as like a B genre, and like no studios really took it seriously other than the 1956 War of the Worlds.
Okay.
But other than that, like they just sort of were just like, science fiction. Here's a couple $100, make a movie. But this movie, they actually had a budget, and I think it was MGM Studios made it, and they hired I think Ford Motors designed some props. Disney did some like animation work for like special effects. It was like really high budget and like really high effort. And actually one of the engineers that worked on it invented a synthesizer just to make a soundtrack for that movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like, and Gene Roddenberry actually, like, when he came up with the idea for Star Trek, it was actually that movie he watched. like he wanted to make a show that was Forbidden Planet, the show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What year did it come out again?
I think it was like 1959, somewhere around then.
Okay.
It's a pretty good movie. I like it.
So I have 3 movies. Forbidden Planet, the one that Nick mentioned, about it right now, and then the was it something 1999?
Oh, Space 1999.
Hi Maria, welcome. Oh, whoa. Hold on a second. There we go.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yay.
Yay.
So, ooh, it looks like you have a page up.
Yeah, I'm just working on, with all this talk about resolution, I decided to go in and update the resolution on these pages, because when I originally worked on these, I had scanned them in black and white, the line art, and the resolution was pretty high. So now I'm scaling them down to the right resolution and the right dimensions, and also trying to get the margins to be the right size too. So
Ooh.
I figure now's a good time to go ahead and do that on this small set of pages, so that later on, well, if I do that gradually with each of these pages as I work on them, then that's less work for me in the end. Is the plan.
Yeah.
But as a result of changing the resolution, though, it does change the font size, so I have to adjust it again.
Oh.
Yeah, and also I'm scaling down, so that means I lose quality, and so I need to, if I need to sharpen something back up, I need to actually go in and sharpen it. But it's mostly the line art that I would need to sharpen. And yeah.
And scaling down for line art is not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. If you're doing flats and you're concerned about retaining the alias edge on your flats, that becomes a problem.
I figure at this point, since I'm not planning on going back and editing these too much, it's probably fine.
Yeah. It's just the text is sort of sounds like a nuisance you got to go in and fix.
The text and the line art to make sure that it's not super fuzzy up close.
Yeah. But not too bad, you know. You can luckily it's pretty easy to sharpen that up pretty quick. And
yeah.
Is that with all your pages, or is that just for colored?
Yeah, basically, I haven't done this resolution stuff with any other pages. These are the first pages where I'm adjusting the resolution. It
was at 600?
Yeah, it was at 600 because it was black and white. And I remembered Jason Brubaker suggesting when you scan black and white that you do 600. And, I wasn't sure what resolution I would be printing anyway. I just figured, let's just go high, and then I can scale down later if I need to.
Right.
Which is true. It's just more work. That's all.
I think he also, I don't know if I'm correct in saying this, but I believe he may have started with his Remind graphic novel at higher resolution. Because I remember reading something when his blog was still up. He was having a discussion with his printer, and basically the concept was that he had these really, really, really big files. But and like at 600, and the printer was like, you know, if you have all these files, like that make, you know, stacks of CDs that you got to put them on, you know, because you have all this space, like you're doing it right. But nowadays, I remember talking to him, it's like 300 is fine. So I'm like, okay, it's easier to move around. My computer likes me better, so
yeah,
it's a learning process. That's for sure.
Yep.
And I mean, like I remember looking. Well, you don't have too many layers going on, do you?
Well, text, it gets a little bit up there, but pretty much I stick to the same simple format. Obviously there's a watermark, that's its own thing. The text has its own text group. I have ink, the line, lighting, shading, true colors. True colors, I actually do true for foreground and background for easier selection. So if I wanted to just select the figures instead of the background, all I would do is select the layer, basically choose the color picker, select by color, and make sure that it's set to be able to select by, oh, is it flashing? It looks like it's flashing.
A little, but not too bad.
Okay, I'm just going to escape out of this. I was in the middle of cropping, but it's... I'll just demonstrate real quick. So basically, this is literally... I just select and then select invert, and I can work on these areas and not worry about it getting on the background.
Okay.
That's all I have the separation for. Technically, I could have the colors all on one layer if I wanted to. I think I started, when I first started coloring book 2, my first colored pages, I had different layers for the different characters, and I decided I just want to simplify this. And I mean, yeah, for the most part, this works. This setup works pretty well. And then I have the flats underneath, and then the lines that I had basically opened. This was the original line art image that I basically created the lines layer off of, and then the white, because that's important. Yeah, pretty much.
That's nice and straightforward, and I think most comic colorists do that way, where they have it on like actually I've seen a lot of comic artists or colorists that do it all the colors on one layer, but you just, I mean, 2 is background and foreground is fine. That way you can move the characters if you need to.
Yeah.
And it does keep it nice and simple that way. I kind of am envying that a little bit. I've done it where right now every panel is its own folder, and it has its own flats, and it has its own shades. And the reason I've been doing that is if I decide to format it for a different platform. So right now it's formatted for print, but if I want to put it on like Webtoons or Macroverse or something like that, I can grab the panels and move them around. Which is neat in concept. I've not actually done it yet, so I'm not sure if it's going to be worth all the work. It's been helpful right now in my indecision, trying to figure out, if I need to move an element around or tweak it. I am able to do that, so that is helpful, rather than having to redesign and restructure everything. But it is more work. It's more layers. It's more getting lost in the layers and trying to figure out where you're at. So I like what you're doing. It's straight to the point, no fuss. You're able to get your pages done.
Yeah, I created this webcomic, and from the beginning, I wanted it to be pretty straightforward. I knew I couldn't do coloring quite yet, but yeah, I had a pretty simple process up to that coloring. The coloring is when things get a little bit complex, but not too complex, I guess, compared to other artists.
You look like you're doing great on that.
Thank you.
Keeping it nice and straightforward.
That way I don't have to remember what to do or what not to do on the next page. It's just a little bit not as stressful.
Yeah. And when you're doing page after page after page, you need that simplicity.
Yeah.
As I'm finding out. There's a lot going on. All right. Well, I will let you. I'm going to keep an eye on you for a little bit if you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Up in a minute. And one thing I missed from the chat. Black Manic. Check out the Black Hole movie from 1979.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty decent movie.
Is it good?
I think it's pretty good. It's basically what happened was I think Disney got a bit jealous of Star Wars and 2000.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Not too cheesy though. Not too hardcore cheese.
I don't think it's too cheesy. It's
Okay.
yeah.
So we've talked a lot about good movies, but are there any like super cheesy movies that anyone enjoys or finds funny to watch? So good it's bad. So bad it's good, or whatever the title was.
I watched a lot of Mystery Science Theater 3000. My favorite episode was the one of Space Prince. no,
Already on board.
it's Prince of Space. That's what it was.
Yes.
Prince of Space.
I've not seen that one, but
It's so great.
I'm on board.
The aliens are got these human-looking aliens that have mustaches. They just look like humans, but with mustaches. They look like, in fact, they look like Caucasian guys with mustaches. It's like, grr. And it's a Japanese-made movie. Okay.
Oh
So it's like, yeah, it's so great. And the hero, the Prince of Space, is trying to save Earth from these alien invaders, and yeah, it's like he looks so happy and spry as he's doing his stunts.
I love it.
Oh man, and they even go up to, I think, the moon or something like that. The space props are so terrible, but it's fun. Like terrible. I'm sure they worked hard on it, but they used like it you can tell the quality.
Was
Gotta love those Japanese films.
Oh man, they do such a good job at riffing those movies. It's just so delightful.
In the episode following that, the invasion of the Neptune men, it's basically Prince of Space, but worse. It's actually boring, and you don't see the hero as often, and it's like this would be boring and depressing to watch for kids, I'm sure. Whereas Prince of Space would be awesome for kids to watch. But the plot is almost the same.
Oh. Well, it worked the first time. Let's try it again.
Instead of Prince of Space, you have Space Chief. And
What?
It's not the they don't use the same names, but the premise is practically the same. You got the hero who saves these little boys from the alien invaders, the Neptune men. You got the alien invaders are pretty much gearing the whole plot the whole time. The plot, I say it's in a general sense that it's practically the same, but it's not. There's differences. I'm just saying it's like there's a reason they did one after the other in the TV show, because they actually brought they actually had this was when they started doing costume props in Mystery Science Theater 3000. They started doing dressing up as one of the characters from the movie they are reviewing, and they actually did that from Prince of Space. They actually had somebody dressed up as one of the alien guys, and they had that guy show up in the next episode too, because they was Prince of Space.
Yes.
Because Invasion of the Neptune Men is so much worse.
I love it. I love it.
But yeah, I highly recommend Prince of Space. It's fun to watch.
I love it.
One to laugh at.
Those are fun. I'll have to look at that one. I haven't seen that one yet.
If you are ever interested in Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say, if you were ever interested in just like bad movies, like,
Mhm.
I would recommend basically anything made by Asylum Films. They are a low budget movie company. They make a lot of direct to video movies for like Sci-Fi Channel, I think. I don't know, but pretty terrible. They, such wonderful box office hits as Vampires versus Zombies.
Ooh. Sharknado?
I think Sharknado was one of them that they made.
Really? Yes, I got one.
I've heard of Sharknado.
I Am Omega.
Oh.
Let's see. The Day the Earth Stopped.
Ooh.
Wait, time out. There is The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where they got that title inspiration from.
Oh no! So it's like discount.
Yeah, they make a ton of like rip-offs, like blatant rip-offs.
Rip-offs sound great.
Yeah, there's one that I watched called Alien versus Hunter or something like that.
Oh, instead of Alien versus Predator.
But it's Alien versus Hunter.
And then there's also one I watched called Snakes on a Train.
I haven't
got great names for movies.
Oh, here's another one. Ghost Hunters.
How are they not getting copyrighted?
It was released at the same time as the new Ghostbusters movie.
Oh.
Are these meant to be parodies?
They're not parodies. They're just like think of them as movies where if your kid a kid tells their mom or dad, "Hey, I want to watch Ghostbusters," and their mom and dad goes to like, video rental store, and they see this, and they're just like, "Oh, this is what they want," and then they get it. One of those movies.
Oh man, I was just thinking they were just riding that wave, but that makes sense. They would ride that wave and have that be their way of getting into people's hands. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. I've been watching a lot of movies for free on YouTube with ads, but I've noticed a lot of Filmrise movies produced by Filmrise. They are like, I like to watch sci-fi movies just to be like, I'm curious to see what people have come up with. For some reason, I can watch those, maybe not other ones, because they might actually, I don't know. It's like I can zone out and watch a sci-fi movie, like a space movie, or just a movie, I guess, if it's real, if I know it's going to be bad. But yeah, it's like I like to work on stuff and listen to the movie while it's going. And there's some pretty low budget ones on there.
Sounds great. I was gonna. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, here's another one called Atlantic Rim, not Pacific Rim. But
I've heard of Atlantic Rim. It's a sequel to Pacific Rim, is what I've heard.
No.
Wait, no. It was made by.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's not a sequel?
There is
a
Pacific Rim sequel, but it's not called Pacific Rim, or it's like this. I don't know.
It's called something else, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard there was a sequel and that it wasn't as good as the original. I thought that was what we were talking about, and I'm like, what?
But apparently there's an Atlantic Rim. Oh my goodness.
American not battleship, American warships, originally called American Battleship, but changed due to legal reasons.
Oh. Wow, I'm so intrigued.
Abraham Lincoln versus zombies.
Oh, I heard of that one. That was interesting.
Yeah, wow.
I think I saw a preview for that in a theater. I'm like, what?
Oh,
Which-
that was probably Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh, there's two?
Oh, great. This is
Oh my goodness.
this is how they work. This is
Yeah.
how they're successful. Because I
Yeah,
actually thought I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, the Vampire Hunter one, that's the big budget one.
Mm.
The versus zombies one, that's the Asylum one.
Huh. We apparently there were 3 Sharknadoes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a thing.
That's all we'll say for that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm intrigued and I want to see some of these, but at the same time, I feel like my life is too precious to waste time on. I don't know.
I only watch these when I'm working and need some kind of, something to make my shading and lighting process a little bit more lively.
Mhm.
How about this? You like Titanic? How about Titanic 2?
Oh boy.
Oh, I know the premise. They bring it back up. And then it sings again.
Titanic 2, Lightning Strikes Twice.
Oh no. Did they name another ship Titanic? Is that the premise of the movie?
Oh, you liked Paranormal Activity? How about Paranormal Entity?
Interesting.
Oh, you like Terminator Salvation? How about The Terminators?
How are they? This is wow. Okay. The list just keeps going. I think I'm just more impressed by that.
Yeah, it's a massive list. I'm just going through and picking out like the best sounding ones.
So wait, where are they
Best.
located? I want to know, like, where are they?
Oh, their studio? It's like, I looked it up before. It's like somewhere in California. Like, I think I've actually been in the area before. It's like a tiny little studio because like most of their movies are just like green screened.
Huh.
Some of them are green screened. They also, I think they buy some low budget films too. So
This is crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. But they're not really parodies. Like, they're meant to be like, we're just going to make these terrible movies.
Mhm.
They're so low budget, but it's okay because people are going to be like, what? And then they're going to want to see them. That's their business model.
Yeah.
And apparently it's working.
There was one that was decent. I think they might have like a couple of decent ones. Like
Mhm.
low budget decent. I think it was called. It was like an Indiana Jones ripoff. It was called. Here it is. Alan Quartermaine and the Temple of Skulls. It was actually. It was pretty all right.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
It was also played by Harrison Ford, surprisingly. His lesser known movie.
Part time.
You're right. Oh. Wow. Asylum Studios?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is one way to be memorable, I guess. Maria, I was going to mention that if you're always looking for something to kind of watch in the background, you actually probably already know this, but when quarantine happened, Mr. Science Theater started doing like a 20, like it's just a constant live stream of their stuff. Yeah, so it's like it's always on. Like I think if you go to, I don't know if it's on Twitch. I have to look it up again. But basically, there's always something on. So there's probably something on right now, and it's just continually playing.
I like that. I've always appreciated that they put their content up for free, of the original series, not the new stuff, up on their website. Like they shared the YouTube videos of the episodes.
Yeah,
free. Like that. That's how I got to watch a lot of them. Like,
yeah. My brother and I enjoyed watching them growing up, so that's why they're fun and near and dear to my heart. And like I've not watched like a ton of them, but the ones I've watched I've enjoyed, and some of them are like just kind of okay, and then there are other ones that are just comic gold. Yeah, they're really fun. We at our last assignment we had this awesome video store. I'll say it again, a real video store. It was so great. And it was called the Naro Video. And you walk in there and it's just like bookshelves and bookshelves and bookshelves of DVDs, like this tiny, not really a big place, but walls covered in movies. And they had it categorized by decades. They had it categorized by genre, and you just walk in there, and it just kind of has this like wonderful like scent of nostalgia. And like the guy who worked behind the counter was like, you could tell he probably watched every movie in existence, and he had like it was so great. And they decorate like the back wall with like all the old Blockbuster cards, then like some like fancy art.
Man.
They had like an old TV set up and it was playing some classic in the background. You could go by like classics, and then it was like 1920s, 1930s, like a whole corner, and then 40s, 50s, like all the way down, and you have the 90s, and then you have comedy over here, and you have foreign films over here, and it was just so much fun to go there, and it was right downtown where you can, go get your dinner, go hang out, then go grab a movie and go home. And they also had a theater right next door, and they would play actually they do still, well, I don't know right now, but first Fridays of the month, like once a month, they would play like a cult classic. So they would play like Princess Bride, and what did they play? They played Clue one time. They played Fifth Element. And people who've seen these movies and love these movies would go and watch, and just being a part of an audience that was like chanting out the lines together was
great.
It was just a great place. I love it so much. And sadly, the movie store is no longer there. Yeah. So that was, but it was a really fun part of living in that town, and I miss the video store.
Yeah, I miss video stores in general. So I have to run real quick to get my power cable. I left it in another room. But before I leave, okay, did you like Independence Day?
Yes.
How about Independence with the apostrophe independent apostrophe S Day? Independence Day.
Yes.
I
know what I'm watching this year. Fourth of July.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Go get your power cord. All right. That's 4:55, but I still got a little fire in me left. A little. Put on your screen for a little bit, because I want to see this next page.
Okay. Yeah, I went back to this other one because I realized it was a little bit off. So I scaled it again, and now I'm making sure the text is okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it affected it too much, though. They just turned into full layers for some reason. It seems to happen when I scale that the layers all scale with it to match the image size. So, yeah. No big deal.
That's good.
Thank you.
It's really good, actually.
Yeah, the text makes a big difference.
That is definitely something I'm working or with, is just using that, remembering it's a graphic element. Totally different when you're doing comics. Getting a little better at it. That's helpful.
It's going to be interesting. I haven't had to do a lot of sound effects on these pages, but I have sound effects on other pages. I still have to go to those. It won't be fun. They get kind of complex.
Yeah. Are all your sound effects text? Or are they, like, drawn?
Oh, yeah. I was using text for the most part.
Okay.
I was using the Bangers text. That I actually got it off of Google Fonts. It might not be the best one though. I'm probably gonna see what other free fonts are available on Blambot.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't know like how a font is really going to behave until you put it in there and you kind of let it run its course for a little bit. And
pretty much.
Yeah, that is my next. Oh, I keep on being like, I'm almost done with this comic, and it's like, I have my font. I gotta just finalize.
The long run.
Maybe I should just do a wordless comic. Forget all words. Words are silly. Was it interesting having to figure out certain FX sounds? Like, did you find yourself being like, how do I convey this?
I don't think I'm very good at coming up with good ones. I find myself constantly reusing the same one that goes literally FSH with a lot of H's, maybe with some S's intermingled.
Yeah.
And then a whoosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just found it interesting where certain sounds, I don't have that many FX, but certain ones was like, you're so used to doing art, and suddenly you're like, how do I convey this sound effect to fill Dan in? We're trying to, like, for certain FX sounds and sound effects and onomatopoeia, you just suddenly realize, like, I don't know how do I make this sound where they're walking on this surface? And you're like trying to look up other places, or I'm trying to like scour other like comic books, like, how do they do this? And you're like, huh. It's just very.
Yeah, and sometimes I guess you just have to kind of like try making the sound with your mouth.
Yeah.
And be like, what
does that
sounds like that?
Yeah. I found online there's a source. I mean, they have not encyclopedias, but directories, or basically places online where you can look up certain sound effects, and it will say what, like, this is a sound it makes when you like blow on air, or blow on a cup of coffee or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah. It's interesting what kind of combinations of letters people come up with that are actually pretty ingenious.
Yeah, especially like what the Japanese use in their manga. I always find interesting. Typically, it actually is in Japanese, but when you spell out, you're like, that is a sound it makes. Like, that's really good. What was it? The sound that it's interesting how there's differences too, where like dogs make a different sound in manga. Instead of bark bark or bow bow bow, it's something else. It's something funny, but you're like, yep, yeah, it works. What is it? I gotta look it up now. I just found it really funny. Sound effect manga dogs.
I know there's something similar for like the cock-a-doodle-doo, the rooster. In other cultures, they might say like rikikikiki or something like that.
That's the sound the fox makes, though.
I mean, I'm taking this from memory of what my German teacher said or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, people have different ways of saying what a sound is in text.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or saying it out loud. And yeah.
Interesting.
The sound effect that the Japanese use for a dog, like a bow wow, is wan. Wan wan. W-A-N. I guess that's what it says here.
Wan wan.
Interesting.
Wan wan. Yeah, maybe. I guess it works.
I can see it.
I like, though, when the kanji that they are not kanji, well, sometimes kanji, the Japanese characters they use for the sound effects, at least to English speakers, at least for me, it looks more like a visual element. So it seems to be more part of the picture rather than what we use for text. I'm sure for them, they view it more as text because that's their language. But I think that was one
more blended in.
Yeah, it becomes part of the image more for me. And it's just neat because certain of their characters and their letters. Oh, hello.
Oh,
hi.
Surprise appearance.
Oh, you got a kitty. I got a kitty too, but he's probably sleeping.
This is rainy, like a rainy day.
Surprise guest.
Hello.
Come on. Oh, you did not expect to be on television. Hi. You do not like to be held. This is our homage to the rainy state of Seattle, or city. Yeah. She's just like, okay, yep, I'm done.
Very cute.
Yeah, she's been great. She's been with us. Hey, no. Don't bite my plant. It does not give you a free pass to eat my fern. You know better. It's around this time of day that she suddenly is like, okay, it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, time to be done. Not yet. But she's been a fun little artist buddy to have around the house.
If you want to move what's being viewed right now, what I'm doing is actually pretty boring.
I will hop on. Oh, sorry, people. I'm just drawing clouds. I find it funny that one of the biggest things I've done. Oh, you're good.
It is more interesting than watching me resize text to this. Should look like that before. So
you're giving me a chance just to goof off and check Facebook. No, just kidding. I've been working.
I've been trying to work on something, but Photoshop just froze up. So.
Oh.
Pip Studio.
Yeah.
Pip Studio.
Try.
I still use Photoshop.
I'm doing some editing, some pieces.
Oh. You're breaking up a little bit, Dan.
I was just doing some editing of some pieces from our breeder. So I don't know how Photoshop will be able to handle that.
Yeah.
I could give that a shot.
Okay. I should probably figure out. Oh, this is what I should probably do is up here. I like to do a layer. Cover up my art. Turn it to color. Check the values. Okay, and it'll get more done. Shall happen in a minute. I'll do this one too. I feel like, I don't know if it's just a revision thing, but so much of my time in the coloring stage is just working on clouds. one of the most surprising things in this comic that I didn't expect to illustrate was all the clouds and all the cloud-like textures and designs, because it's all in space. So I can't tell you how many times I've just been drawing clouds. Getting good at it. I'm bored of it.
I guess the only thing that'll make it more interesting is if you can figure out how to do it faster.
Yeah, you know. Actually, I'm not gonna. In my main graphic novel, there's not gonna be that many cloud opportunities in the beginning, at least. So have a break. There'll be something else though. I'll be like, I'm so tired of drawing buildings, backgrounds, and trees and shrubs.
Yeah, backgrounds are a killer.
Yeah. I admire those people who are actual like background artists. I know a few of them. They're like concept design artists, and they're like, I love drawing backgrounds. Like it's my jam. I'm like, cool. Glad someone does. Not my cup of tea. Okay, so there's shades, gradients. Actually, we're gonna throw a mask on there. See what this does. Ooh, it's kind of. Oh, Dan found something funny.
I just
What
looked at
movie
the
did you find?
asylum list again, and I just happened to see Sinister Squad.
Sinister. Was that meant to be a Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
How are they pumping out all these movies? Like, that's a lot.
I think part of it is that they like I don't know. I think they do some movies themselves, and others they have they like contract out or
Right.
something. I don't know.
Yeah, so. Wow.
The Fast and the Furious.
The Fast and the Furious?
The Fast and the Furious.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. I might have to cross-check this later.
Tomb Invader.
What was that?
Tomb Invader.
Tomb Invader? I'm sorry, what's that one off of?
Tomb Raider?
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like this is like a Mad Gab, the game. You're like, which movie is this based off? Game. Mad Gab of the movie makers. Oh my word. I'm impressed. I'm amazed how they can do this.
Top Gunner.
Somebody must have had fun making the titles of these movies.
I know, that's like just half the fun in there. I hope that they have one called like Dusk, like after Twilight or something. I'm sure they have to.
I'll try to find their Twilight.
Find out.
Here's one for Star Wars. Battlestar Wars.
Battlestar Wars? Ooh. Woof. I have not. I see.
You tell me they do not make a rip of Twilight. That is a lost opportunity.
Yuspa asked, what was her name? The cat's name? Rainy. Like a rainy day. And Yuspa, I just posted new pages to my webcomic. Oh, it's at the link in my Instagram profile. Oh, let's check that out. Maria, do you mind if I put on your stream for a minute?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna put it here for a quick sec.
Maybe I'll switch to another page.
Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can look up. Instagram. It's hard. I feel like it's not very web friendly. But I can browse. Where are you? Okay, I'll put it back on. Actually, I'm going to do share screen. So this is Yospa's website, Instagram, not website, but yeah, look at all these cool designs.
Oh.
And you're doing a webcomic. So I think when you're saying you posted new pages to your webcomic, it's in the link of your Instagram profile. So I was looking for that. I see a little bit here. We'll click on, we'll start here and look a little bit. Oh, cool. Eco Woman. Ooh. Ooh, nice. He's rendering. These are really cool. That's really cool. I like that. Astronauts, message of coolness. Yes, indeed. And this is really fun. All the craziness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I could just spend days looking at that. Yeah, this is cool. Hey guys, make sure you go and check out your stuff. Now you were saying you posted a link in your I pulled that up, but I don't know if I'm at the right place. So yeah, you'll have maybe, yeah, let me know. Am I in the right place for your graphic novel, the newest page? Was that your newest page, or is there another link that I'm missing? So let me know. This is really cool. I like that. They are great inspiration. Yeah, so go check out Yuspa's work. Punch. So cool. Awesome. Well, is it something you're posting besides on Instagram? Like, do you have a website where you're posting this, or is it something you're working on and you're going to post in a little bit?
I think I remember her.
Oh, here we
go. Yeah, I remember seeing the comic on Webtoons.
Okay. Ooh. It's in the link of your bio. These are cool. Very neat. Oh, hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, well, let me see if I can find sorry, apparently I'm not really good at finding things. Because I see this link. This is a link that I pulled up. But I'm not sure. I see. Maybe that is it. There we go. Okay. I see. You might want to just I only just saw E-Woman. Oh, it is E-Woman. It's not E-Woman. Okay, then we're good. Maybe you mentioned it's a comic. Oh, so cool. There you go. You're already on Webtoons. Nice. Okay, that's really cool. You already have the vertical format. Ooh. Throw it like this. Oh no! Not the planet. Nice. Hey, I like the text too. That's a good font. E-woman. Ooh. So cool. Well, there you go, folks. Make sure you check it out. It's on Webtoons. E-woman. Nice, nice. Well, thank you for sharing that. All right, I'm going to let's see if I can share my other screen again. Whoa, well, that just worked. All right. Well, folks, it is 5:16, and I think I'm actually going to wrap this up because we are at 2 hours, a little over. And I'm actually at a place where it needs some more brain power than I can split my attention and focus on making sure I engage you guys and work on this. So I think, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up now. Maria, do you have, what's the title of your website?
Oh, it's called Morphic, M-O-R-P-H-I-C.
Morphic?
Yeah, like anthropomorphic, but without the anthro in it.
Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. I'm going to see if we can do something cool. Morphic. What is it, just Morphic comic?
Yeah, Morphic. Just call it Morphic. I'm kind of, I have my Facebook page calling it Morphic Graphic Novel or something like that.
Okay.
But, you know.
Okay. Well, you know what? I don't think I can put this in chat. But anyways, okay. I'll figure out how to do something cool. I was going to try and put a little banner and show everyone's link stuff, but I'm going to have to work on that a little bit because I'm still ironing out the kinks, the live streaming. But well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It's Friday. Yay! Go watch one of the many movies that Dan has enlightened us to.
Yeah.
And Dan, go play a board game called Firefly.
Yeah, I pulled up, so I'll have to order them.
I'll check the chat one more time. Yep, Black Manic Arts. I gotta go. The family's home with supper. Great watching you. Have good weekends. You too. Absolutely. And yes, and Yosua mentions, so I am going to be taking a break from the stream for a little bit. Sorry, it kind of hides you, Maria. Whenever I pull that up. Yeah, I'll be not sure when I'll be streaming again, but if you're familiar with the artist Jason Brubaker, he's going to be doing some live streams coming up in the next couple weeks. Probably starting on Monday, most likely. So in the link to the video, if you would like to, I'll be joining him and probably a few other artists. So if you want to go and hang out with us, go check out his link to his page, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get his notifications of when he's streaming. So I'll be hopping on there with him, but it just gives me a chance to focus on finishing up my little comic and getting that presentable and my website all wrapped up. So hopefully I can see you guys there because that would be great. But once I kind of have things more wrapped up and a plan more established and my website up and running, I'll figure out the live stream thing again. So, and maybe every now and then I'll put one in there. So, but yeah, so thank you guys. We'll see you next time and have a great weekend.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.